Live from Los Angeles, you're watching Midnight Movie Talk here on this Monday night surprise stream because we have the first reactions to The Little Mermaid. And I know the first question you have. Eric, did you see the film yet? What do you think? No. Why? Because the studios don't know what I'm going to say about a film, and they say it's probably safer to leave him sidelined. But here's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to look at reactions and see if anyone was ballsy enough to say this film wasn't great. Now, I haven't seen the film. I'm just telling you that every time we do one of these world premieres, especially Disney, it's really heavy on the positives, accentuating everything that's good and really negating anything that you want to say that's negative. So let's go to it. Let's get to it now. Anything you guys see, let me know. Hit me in the comments, and I'll look for them as I do this live here. Here we go. Scott Menzel, good friend of mine. Let's see what he has to say. I'm looking at this. This is my first look at any of this, so we're reacting to it together. It brings me no joy to report, that The Little Mermaid is very mediocre. While the music is still great, minus 2 of the new songs, the live-action version lacks Disney magic. The performances are fine, with Melissa McCarthy being the standout. Iconic sea characters like Flounder and Sebastian just didn't work for me at all. Don't get me started on Awkwafina as Scuttle. In terms of look, color, temperature, and lighting drove me absolutely nuts pretty much throughout. Menzel, how do you get to go to these things? How did they show you this movie? You're trashing it. Too much of the film is dark and murky. Also, there's far too much CGI, and most of the underwater scenes just look bad. Oh my God. That said, the under the sea scene is great, and the film as a whole is a big step up from the live action Lion King. Wait, what in the hell did I just read? Menzel, I am going to work you over right now. He just wholesale trashed it at the end. He tries to pull out. It's like in a nosedive, and all of a sudden it's like, and by the way, this is great, and the film is still a big step up from The Lion King. First of all, Lion King is not a bad film. The remake is not at all. Menzel, what are you doing? I feel like if you're out there, Menzel, join me on the stream. I'm going to absolutely pepper you with questions. What the hell did I just read? All right, let's go. Let's get the latest here. And if you guys see someone that I should go for, hey, let's look for the king of the shills. And if he's out there, let me know. I believe he blocked me, sadly. I'm so sad. Get ready to be swept away. This is Fico, my good friend from Puerto Rico. The Little Mermaid is actually quite wonderful. Haley Bailey. Is that right? Halle Bailey. That's just weird. I'm so used to saying Halle Berry, right? It's amazing. Melissa McCarthy rocks. And Jonah Howard King is delightful as Prince Eric. Music and singing are aces. Adored Sebastian and Awkwafina. Scuttle. What? So this is, there we go. Here's one positive, one negative. Critics love Mario. Settle down. Who is this Mario person? Of course. This is my favorite on nights like this, right? When you got this guy Mario, who is a fan account of Disney, and what's the tweet say? And look what the banner is. It's The Little Mermaid, and Mario's like, look, the critics love Little Mermaid. Mario, go back to being a Disney shill somewhere else. Why do we even listen to these people? Don't be like Mario. Okay, that's the takeaway early from this stream. Do not be like Mario, a shill just because it's a Disney product. We would never do that. It's not ever how we roll. Everything is individual. It doesn't matter who it came from or who made it or whatever. The Little Mermaid is the best Disney live-action adaptation to date. Halle Bailey is Ariel. Well, that's good. That's good that she is. Major props to the sound effects team. Good changes, though. One new song is too much auto-tune. There's always one new song, right? They did that in Aladdin. They did it in The Lion King. We're going to look at box office those in a minute. By the way, tonight's stream's going to be tight. You got something to say, come in with a super chat. Honestly, this is not going to be an hour. We're going to just get in and get out of this thing. I just want to get some basic reaction. I get to see it here in like a week on a Saturday before it opens, but I'm too controversial. And frankly, I don't want to go down to Hollywood even if they invited me. So here, he's the managing, or she is the managing editor of NYU News, Washington Square. Going. So it looks like Menzel's the other one who's like hammering this thing right now. Critics loved it, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Oh, God. See, we knew this was coming, right? Critics saying it's the best live-action remake. Let's go. Michael Lee. It can be an enchanting reimagining that expands upon the story of the animated original with modern themes. It's romantic and full of musical joy, even if it's slightly overstuffed. Anything, Halle Bailey carries the film with her performance. Okay, thank you. Here's what I'm noticing right now. I'm noticing that none of this is like, oh my God, it's so great. Here's one. It's the kind of movie that little girls need in 2023. It's the saving. It's going to save little girls planet-wide, this film. The kind of movie that helps shape who they are. What the hell am I reading? With the knowledge they can do anything. And they deserve to be heard. And they can be take on any adventure. That matters. Love. Lara Hale. My God. I think I might need a vomit bag. I'm sorry. I mean, just tell me if the movie's good. It's the kind of movie that's going to save young women across the planet. It's got so much reaffirmations and things like that. My God, guys. Just tell me if the movie's good. Let's get into the comments, and then if you see something, let me know. What did our friend Eric Davis have to say? Does anyone... Hold on. Let's see. Can I open up an incognito window? Now, let's see if you guys can see this. Give me a second. I'm going to look for Eric Davis on Twitter because I told you, because we've only named him, the shill king of the universe. So, of course, we're not able to look at his tweets. Here it is. Let's look. I've got it. Let's share it. Tell me you guys can see this. Can you see it? Here it is. It's definitely one of the better live-action adaptations. Well, there's only been so many, so thank you, Eric. That's just wonderful opening. Halle Bailey pours incredible emotion into Ariel, and I got chills watching her. While Melissa McCarthy's Ursula and David Diggs' Sebastian steal scenes all day. That's not that, for that guy, for the King shill, that's pretty muted. It's definitely one of the better live-action adaptations. We've only had a few of them, but it's one of the better live-action adaptations. That's not good. Okay, let's pivot for a second, because this is what I want to ask you guys. Will this film be a hit, or will it bomb? That is the question for you here. The movie was horrible. Mega YouTube, did you see it? You're kidding. Stop. Menzel just said it was mediocre. Menzel's opinions are horrible. Eric Davis says it's definitely one of the better live-action adaptations. Like we said, there's not a lot. I mean, what you guys? That doesn't say anything, right? It's just. And here, can we talk for a moment? This is gonna be one of these streams where I'm just kind of bouncing around because there's so many things running through my mind with like Awkwafina. I love Awkwafina when she's grounded, right? When you watch her, I'd even argue in Shang-Chi she is. But you watch The Farewell, you look at where she's just not being like over the top. Like when she's in Renfield, it's horrific. If she's like that in this film, Awkwafina is one of those that you need just like a tiny little bit, and that's enough. And if she's not anchored and rooted and toned down and literally scaled back, it's over wattage. It's too much. And I think we all can agree with that. In a character like Crazy Rich Asians, it works. When it's anything else, it's like, girl, just bring it down. Like literally bring the volume from a 12 to a 7. Okay, can we do that? Because that's what she does in The Farewell, and I think that's what she does in Shang-Chi, which was one of the craziest things. When I watched that film, I was watching Awkwafina, I'm like, how is she able to do this? That is a testament to Daniel Destin Cretton, who directed that film and gets great performances out of his actors no matter what the film is. Go back and look at Short Term 12. Look at all the people who came out of that film. So he is able to get really strong, grounded performances out of actors. And if Rob Marshall, who directed this film, let Awkwafina do whatever she wants, that might be an issue. Even though I understand it is a live-action cartoon adaptation, you still don't want to be too much overbearing. God knows we do that enough here. Big Screen Leaks said it was fantastic. Big Screen Leaks is a shill, okay? He's absolutely 100% Geeky Santorum. That dude I blocked. He is a shill. I don't know. There's no reason to ever pay attention to that person, whoever that person is. That person is all about getting access and being part of the marketing. It's fantastic. Big screen leaks. Let me tell you something, though. You get paid nothing for that. So whoever's behind that account, be authentic, because you're not. Okay, 100%. You're not at all. Shills, this is the night for shills. Let's go back and find some more. Shills are everywhere, right, tonight? I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. I hit the Little Mermaid, and I got some kid doing a dance. What the hell? Oh, there I am. Okay, hold on. Let's hit. It's an astonishing, amazing film. I've never seen anything like it. This movie is everything I want it to be and so much more amazing. First of all, that is the lamest thing I've ever heard. Like, if you're going to write something, try to do something at least mildly interesting. It's an astonishing, amazing film. I've never seen anything like it. Really? Is this your first film you've ever seen? The movie is everything I wanted it to be. Could you be more generic with your plaudits? Just, is that possible? The Little Mermaid really surprised me. It's my favorite Disney live-action remake by far. Not saying much, I know. Exactly. Halle Bailey's voice is phenomenal. The rest of the animals look creepy, but grew on me. Okay. It's very mixed / not great. Okay. It's the best live-action Disney remake in years. Steven, who is this Steven person? This person didn't even see the movie. These people pop up on Twitter. Like, look at this person. First of all, what do they have for their avatar? You have a picture of Halle Bailey. Like, who? Can I just ask you a question tonight? This is just, we're going to just go nuts. Who are these people that do things like this? Like, how sad does your life have to be to, like, I would assume, make this up? Like, oh, it's a great movie. I loved it. And like, your whole life is this film. How can we take anybody seriously with a reaction, even if Steven did see it, when your avatar is the character in the film? This is the definition of shilldom. We need to get rid. These people need to just be fade into the background. We have too many. There's another one. What is this who is this person? Is this someone at Disney? Everything is this Steven guy, the best. This is crazy. I think I might have to stop the stream. I can't even do another one from this guy. Who is this person? Who is this Steven person? It earns the title of the best film of 2023 so far. Oh, God. It's enjoyable but not wholly magical. It sits between Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, unable to commit to creating new enchanting imagery that evokes the original rather than replicating it. All right. There's nothing really great here, right? It's all, she's good, right? She's good, but the film is okay. All right, let's go and let's do some. I'm gonna show you some box office here, and let's talk about what's gonna happen with this film. Cruella was the last live-action film in theaters, right? 2021, when we are still being told if you go to a movie theater, you will kill everybody you know. And as such, it did struggle, opening at 21 million, and it finished worldwide at 233. We're in a different world now, as we know. It's not the same. It's not the same COVID fear 24/7. I'm sure they're ramping up something else for us to be frightened of here soon enough. But right now, it's not. So what they're hoping for here, let's go to another. This is what they're really looking for. They're looking for something like this. Lion King 2019, 1.66 billion worldwide. That is what Disney wants out of this film. I don't think there's a shot that this thing's getting that high, okay? Because there's so many reasons, but The Lion King is, agree with me or not, you come on, guys. Please, be with me on this. The Lion King's a bigger property and a more, when you look at a pie, right? Moviegoers and the percentage of moviegoers that are interested in a film. Lion King is going to appeal to a larger segment of the movie-going population than that's fair. I think it's really fair. Now, let's look at something that's kind of split the difference, like Aladdin. You already forgot about Aladdin, right? 2019, 1 billion worldwide, okay? And then, like, for the worst-case scenario, you look at something like Dumbo, which was, my God, what a disappointment Dumbo was, right? I mean, Tim Burton doing live-action Dumbo, and you watch that film, you're like, what? This is not great. Like, nothing about Dumbo is great. 353 million worldwide. So I think it's safe to say that if we split like $1 billion And we go here with Dumbo at what is that number? I can't even see it from here. I got to go here. 353. So let's go like 650 million worldwide on this. Yes, up, above or below, higher or lower than 650 on The Little Mermaid. What do we say? Most of these live-action Disney remakes are soulless. Well, here's the problem with it, Kevin, is that these films we already know the film, right? We know what happens in The Little Mermaid. We know what happened in Lion King, in Dumbo, in Aladdin. And yes, there's a few wrinkles, but in general, we already know the story. For me, what am I more excited about? Hopefully you are as well. Original stories. We just don't get enough of them now. We get reboots, we get sequels, because those are the things that make money. I want to be challenged by a film. I want to see something original. As much as I trash A24 films when they're bad, when we get a good one, that is what I want to see, right? Don't even make me bring it out. You know, I love this film. Why? It's original. It's amazing. It's direction. It's performances. It's everything in this film. That's what I want to watch. But I understand that this is a big film for the marketplace, and we're very excited about that. Just like Mario was. Even though we didn't think it was a great film, we're excited that the film is going to bring people out to theaters. But here's the thing we really need to ask, too, here tonight. And this is why most people will not ask this question, right? By the way, it drops on the 25th. That's the Thursday night previews. So we've got, 2 weeks from Thursday this film comes out. Here's the question for you, and this is what I want to, really drill down on for the next little bit, and the stream's only going to go about 25, 30 minutes max tonight. So you got to get in right now. Super Chat will get you in fast. Will the fact that this is woke hurt Mermaid at the box office? You guys know I do not like to use the word woke. But I understand the criticisms that people have when they bring that word up. So in relation to this film, obviously you guys know it deals with the casting of Ariel. Do you think that will play a major role in whether this film pops above 650 or goes below? Because I will say, you guys know how I feel about this. I don't care, okay? I just want to watch a good film. And if it's organic, if it feels like if it works and everything is, again, the word that I love, grounded, and it works, the casting, all that, I'm going to be in on it. Doesn't matter. But there is a large percentage of the population out there that is not thrilled with Disney and some of the decisions they have made with their films. Go back and look at Lightyear. Remember, Lightyear really went under expectations because one of the big reasons is because of the gay inclusion in that film. Now, again, I'm telling you, I want to make sure this is clear. I don't care. But we're talking about in the box office situation, when you have a significant portion of the population that has a problem with it, then your number is going to go down. That's what happened to Lightyear, Strange World, down. Could Little Mermaid, enough people be pissed off about the casting here that they do not see the film? I mean, it's going to play a role. The question is, how big a role will it play? There's no question it will. It's just, we don't know. We're going to find out. But I'll tell you, we do need a great film. And right now, these reactions are not, they're not selling me this is a great film. They're selling me that it is a decent film and that she's very strong. But there's nothing here that is telling me this is, like we always say, great plus or near perfection. Certainly not, quote, masterpiece. When you have Eric Davis, the king of the shills, and he has a muted, it's one of the better live action remakes. You know what's interesting? I want to take a little credit here tonight for this. I want to take some credit. And the credit is this, that we have been hammering Eric Davis hard. If you guys don't know, for those of you that are new to the channel, we have been lighting that dude up repeatedly, both here on Twitter, and we're making a difference. He is aware, and this is what we're trying to do. We want to get shills out. We do not want them involved in any of this. The studios want them, but we don't want them, because that ruins the sacred nature of being a film critic and a film evaluator. If you're not like Big Screen Leaks or Eric Davis and you're a gigantic shill and that's what you get your rocks off on, just get out of the way. We don't need you in the space. You're not authentic. You're not bringing anything to the table. You are a shill. And what I noticed, look at his reaction tonight. Eric Davis is very clearly aware that people are calling him a shill. And here's the deal. For everyone that says, well, Eric, you're being so mean. Listen, here's how you don't be a shill. You don't be a shill. No one's going to call you out if you're not a shill. Has anyone ever said, I'm a shill? No one. They could never do it. So don't be one, and we'll never have a problem. You know, if you are liking 95% of the stuff you see, in Eric Davis's case, 100% of the things, there's never going to be a tweet that says a career-ending film. Then why are we listening to this guy? Why is he there? What's the point? You know, and go after these people. I get people to come after me. Go after the shills. Go after them hard, because that's how you change the system. You go, we're not going to listen to you anymore because you bring no value to this space. Zero. Except for the studios. You bring nothing to the table. Zero. It won't bomb. Jeremy. I think it'll be moderate hit because of the soundtrack factor and nostalgia. In the middle, it'll hit 1 billion. It'll be a hit because so many people are sheeps. Well, there's that, John. It'll definitely hit 1 billion easily. Indie fandom, that's way too strong. I'm going to go, I would put it on the high end at 8. I would say I'm going to put this number at 650. Okay, I haven't seen it. I can adjust as I see it, but I don't think it really matters. After these early reactions, what's the best the film could be? It's still a remake. There's only so far you can go within that, right? Where people are so interested they're going to go push that thing to 1 billion. Lion King was a different beast, literally. It's a film. Well, it's the biggest animated film of all time up until Frozen and certainly over the past several years, Incredibles 2. But for the longest time, it's the biggest animated film. That is a beloved film. So when you came out with that, it's a bigger film than Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid was released even before Lion King, right? Was Little Mermaid like 80-something? What was the year on Little Mermaid? Was it 90, 91? Because Lion King was 94. And then, of course, you know, the remake in 2019. But it's not going to hit Lion King numbers. There's no chance. Zero. This will be Disney's big success of 2023. I disagree, indie fandom. I mean, okay. Since we only have the Marvels left, and it looks like Guardians did better today. Guardians went up to 118. So it slid up on a Sunday, which is good news. That means word of mouth is getting strong. Is stronger than, is doing business. That's important. But there's really nothing else big. They have Wish coming up, the animated film. So that's probably a safe bet, you know, because Marvel's is not going to do well, right? We know that for sure. Jungle Cruise was good. I like Jungle Cruise. I like Cruella. I mean, Jungle Cruise, one of the things that made Jungle Cruise so great is the brother. He's fantastic. But you know, it's kind of a mixed bag. Aladdin, Dumbo, not good. Lion King, I liked. There's nothing new about it, but I liked it. I think it was solid. I hate Awkwafina's over-the-top comedy. It's cringe. Oliver, this is true, right? This is what we just said about Awkwafina. And she's in danger of becoming obsolete by doing that overbearing bit. And it goes back to Crazy Rich Asians, our first real look at her. But then she luckily got away from that in The Farewell. And again, as I mentioned, Shang-Chi, where she was, I mean, listen, give him credit for bringing in a movie that she really shouldn't have been dialed back, but she was because of, I'm sure, what he told her on the set. Here, I haven't seen it. But when Awkwafina is full wattage, it's too much. It just is. It's too much. And I'm surprised, even in the character, it's weird, man. You've got to learn how to modulate, right? Even on this show, we know we do go way too high and sometimes too hard. So you got to modulate it. She needs to learn how to modulate. Oh, Menzel's there. Menzel, do you want to jump on? If you want to jump, I'll bring him in if he wants. If you tell me right now, do you guys want to hear Menzel talk for a minute? I'm gonna send him a thing. Menzel, I'm going to send you an email right now, and you can join us live because I just roasted you, and I have no problem bringing you on and I'll roast you live because I know you'll take it well, and you probably will spill a little bit more about the film. So right now, Scott, I'm sending you an email so you can jump on, and if we get him, guys. Here it goes. I'm sending it right now to him. There it is. Menzel, check your inbox. We'll be joined by Scott Menzel shortly if he decides to hit the button. If he's unafraid to jump into the MMT boxing ring. Is he afraid? This ain't hitting a billion, 100%. Menzel, join. I got the ears. If you're ready, I got you. Hit the button, and come on in. As soon as I see him, he's in here. All right, Menzel, come on. Did he turn? Oh, Menzel's bringing money too. Menzel, come on, buddy. Come on. Let's do it. Let's do this. A few more comments before he gets there. No, he's here. He's really here. That's Menzel. Zephyr. Twitter destroyed the Kiss the Girl scene when it leaked a few days ago. I didn't see. Yeah, Zephyr. Welcome to the channel, by the way. Yeah, Steven is one thing. Isn't he just something else? Little Mermaid domestic prediction 140 to 160. That is not great. That would be a big time fail, right? Chat GPT tweets. That's true. That's what Steven is doing. He's totally doing that. You know what's weird? Why do people get on Twitter and start going like, I'm so excited for The Little Mermaid. It's the best movie ever. They haven't even seen it. It's like, why are you so excited? Like, what are you doing here? Okay, hold on. Let's see. I've got a couple people here. I got a DM from somebody saying this is... Okay, wait. I think we got Menzel. Oh, you have to see here. You guys ready? This is what we do. It's live. All right, it's Scott. You ready to get roasted? Here he comes, everybody. Say hello to Scott Menzel.
Hello.
Live. Where are you? Where are you? Yeah, we hear you. Where are you?
In my car. My car.
Where were you at the premiere tonight?
No.
Okay. But so you saw the film. Did you see it tonight or did you see it a few days ago?
No, I saw it tonight.
Okay, so I know we're under a social media reaction, but I'm gonna read to you your reaction, okay? And then I want you to
explain it.
Yes, I want you to, because I'm gonna
you roast me.
Okay, I'm gonna roast you. Just wait. Okay,
Yes.
let's read it first, and then we'll see. It brings me no joy to report The Little Mermaid is very mediocre. While the music is still great, minus 2 of the new songs, this live-action version lacks Disney magic. The performances are fine, with McCarthy being the standout. Iconic sea creatures like Flounder and Sebastian didn't work for me at all. And don't get me started on Aquafina's Scuttle. Okay, I do want to get you started. In terms of look, the color temperature and lighting drove me absolutely nuts pretty much throughout. Too much of the film is dark and murky. Also, there's far too much CGI and most of the underwater scenes just look bad. That said, the under the sea scene is great, and the film as a whole is a big step up from the live action. Oh my God, Lion King. Menzel, you just went like super hard on this film saying I don't like this, and this. And at the end you're like, but yet this one scene was good and the film is actually not bad. Explain yourself.
This is not a review.
Of course it isn't. You know that. Hold on. Let me get it up. Hold on. Just give me a second before I do that because if Disney's watching this, they need to know this is not a review. Go ahead. It's up. It's on the screen. They can't see anything.
Okay. This is not a review. Okay. No, I mean, seriously, I felt like I was on a roller coaster watching this movie because, and I was talking to someone at the screening about it. It's weird because all of the underwater scenes in the movie really don't work.
Because why? They look like, what, do they look bad or what?
They're like everyone's complaining online about them being too dark and they look fake and everything. Like it's consistent throughout the entire movie.
Okay. And you didn't see it in 3D, did you?
No.
Okay.
No. So that's part of that's my initial problem with the movie. So you're going in there, you're watching it, and you're like, half this movie's underwater, and it looks weird. It's like the way that their faces move and everything, and the lighting. Like there's certain scenes where they're just so dark and murky. And I know this is gonna sound weird, and I this is not a review.
Yep, I know it's not a review. Nope.
It's weird to say this, but it seemed like the person who was lighting the film couldn't find the balance with Halle Bailey, lighting her. There's certain scenes where she almost comes across too white, like the lighting hits her too hard. And then there's other scenes where like it's too dark and they don't properly light her. And I'm actually very interested to see what how the black community reacts to this movie from the lighting perspective,
Well,
because I feel like there's going to be a conversation happening there.
Well, here's the thing, though. Because it's underwater and all that, and it's sure it's live action, but how much of that could be just like almost like CGI face? Like it could be her, but a CGI version of her.
Yeah, and I think that's what the problem is. So like when I say that the under the sea scene is great, it's very well lit and it's very bright. And it's one of the only scenes under the sea, that actually has like a lot of light to it.
Okay.
So it really kind of brings to life. That scene in general feels like the animated version come to life. Like I would say that the CGI here is, I know a lot of people had issues with Aquaman. But
yeah.
Like,
for sure. I did,
like,
for sure.
It's kind of like that, but I would actually say worse.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, it's hard. Like, well, give us a percentage. How much of the film takes place under the sea?
About 50% of it.
Okay, yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot of CGI. And that's one of the things I had a problem with Aquaman, right? Other than the fact that it's hella overlong, is that it just gets to be this all CGI. None of it feels like I'm watching a video game, right? And is that kind of what this is?
No, it doesn't really feel like a video game. You just feel like you're watching something that's not real, but it doesn't feel like a video game.
Okay. So you would say you overall you didn't think it was terrible, but you certainly don't love it.
Yeah, I mean it's and I listened to you talk about like everyone talking about like the live action movies.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I know we disagree on this, but like to me the bottom of the barrel for the live action movies was Little Mermaid. Not Little Mermaid. The Lion King. The Lion King was like, to me.
See, I liked it.
I just felt like it was too much of the same. Like there was not enough difference.
No, I hear you.
To warrant it being like a movie, right?
Oh
like
yeah, sure.
It just and that's kind of in a weird way how this movie feels too. But there's at least a couple changes in the movie that sort of go, okay, I can see how this change works and how this change like appeals to the world today. Like they make some choices in the movie that I think in the way that, they make Encanto and Moana, like a lot of kids are going to feel happy seeing themselves in aspects of this movie without saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I get some of the changes, but it's weird because the original movie is like 84 minutes. This movie is like 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's too long.
It doesn't need to be that long.
Yeah.
And it kind of drags because, like you said earlier as well, like you kind of know where everything's going, right? This is so weird to even be talking like as a review for this, because it's like this is a remake of something that everyone has seen already. Like I'm not talking about the new scene. So like if I'm just talking about the plot, like 84 minutes worked really well. But like at 2 hours and 10, it feels too much.
I know it's a story of every movie, Scott. Every movie's too long. I mean, that's a ton of extra material there.
Yeah, and then the problem is also, and like people who follow me, I'm sorry for the person who doesn't like my opinions.
Whatever.
But I try.
There's
like
plenty
Eric,
of people like that
really
for me. So please,
I try to keep it real. I try to be.
You do that. We never call you. You're never going to be show of the week. You know that, right?
Yeah. No. I know.
You're never going to get that.
But I just, it's just weird because like the reason why that reads that way is like you ever watch a movie that you really, really want to like more than you can, like
yes.
It's like the music, right? I love musicals. I love the music of the original, and like I'm seeing it brought to life here, and I'm kind of all I can think about in certain songs is kind of like, man, this was done better in the original, And then there's like the Melissa McCarthy scene, which that clips out. It's not a spoiler. Like they showed that at CinemaCon. It was good, like she looks the part, she fits the character. It works fine. I think Personally, I think people are afraid to talk about Haley Bailey,
Oh yeah,
honestly,
of course.
because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think she's bad. I just kind of think she's like there. And I
Yeah.
kind of think that the guy who plays Prince Eric is
Mm-hmm.
also kind of just there.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
And yes, David Diggs, like his voice it works because like again, it sort of plays into the theme and how Sebastian was. But whoever was talking about like the creepiness of like how the creatures look, it's kind of true. And it just doesn't I don't know, it doesn't capture like you see Flounder, it's a cute character, it's something like you want to build merchandise around. Like you're never looking at Flounder in this movie going like, "Oh, I really want a Flounder toy." Or I really want to like that character. And the Seagull character that's voiced by Aquafina is also kind of creepy. Like there's just certain scenes where like the three of them are together and it's like it gives like this creepy vibe to it. I don't know how to explain it. So it's funny that other people have said it too, but it comes across as like weird because they're not cute and cuddly like they were in the original version.
Well, okay. Here's a question for you. This is a super chat, so I have to ask you this: was Ariel a girl boss? I hated what they did to Jasmine in the remake. Can you answer that?
Was Ariel a girl boss?
What?
Not really. I know what I know what she's I know
Okay.
what Ruby's referring to
Okay.
because in Jasmine, like they had that whole speechless song.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like it
Yes.
was kind of like
Yes.
a
Totally.
female empowerment
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Like I
Yeah.
won't be silent.
Oh, Menzel's
Like,
singing, everybody.
yeah, yeah. So I get what that person's saying. Luckily, no. The change that they make, again, I can't talk about it, but like the change that is made is not really from a male point of view that it's made.
Okay. Got it. Okay. We're gonna get Menzel in trouble. We can't. we can't. He's done a lot. He's done a lot. By the way, Wasim says I can't wait for Eric's review. Yeah, that'll be fun, right? Oh, watch out! Hold on. There's one more. I want to get this before, and we'll let you roll out because I don't want to get you in more trouble. But again, real quickly, if Disney's watching, we do want to make sure that they are quite aware that. Give me a second. This is not a review. So, right? I mean, we're stating that it's if we were in court, it's not a review. There's someone wanted to comment on your beard and say that it looks good. Hold on one second. Here it is. Menzel's beard looking nice, not a beard review.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It does look good, sir. We got to hang out soon, okay? Let's
Yes.
do it. For real, not just here on MMT. Everybody, that's Scott Menzel, and he's never going to be Shill of the Week, ever.
Because I can't like
No.
everything.
No, you're not. You're never
going
to get it.
It's just like I mean, it is weird. I will say that it is weird going through the reviews for this
Mm-hmm.
and really kind of seeing everyone like
Struggle.
kind of tiptoe around
Yep.
it.
Struggle. Yep. That's the struggle.
Like
That's the
it is
struggle.
weird. Like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even people who I know who are usually very positive on these
Mm-hmm.
things.
Mm-hmm.
They're sort of kind of like, yeah, it's fine. But you notice like
yikes.
everyone's kind of like a mix to slight positive.
Yep, that's what I'm seeing. Exactly right.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of like, it's weird because that's kind of how I feel about the movie. Like if it was to like, would I give it a rotten score?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like it's sort of,
It's right on the border.
it's right there. Like it's like
I know.
a
Yep.
55.
Yep.
You know, like that's what it is. It's like a 55, maybe a
Oh.
60.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I'm going to like this. I don't know if I'm going to like this film. But I'm going to be fair. I'll be open about it. I'm going to forget everything you just said, and we're going to go in and watch the film. But
Well, you're seeing the diarrhea movie on Friday, right?
which one is it? Which
Fast
one?
X? When you
Oh
have
God,
bad
yes,
gas?
Fast X, yes.
Fast X.
I still, you know what's weird is I still want to watch Fast X over Little Mermaid because at least I don't know what's going to happen in Fast X. Even if it's stupid and there's Fieros in outer space, it still is not something. That's the problem here, right? With Little Mermaid,
Yes.
we know what's going to happen here. So what if there's a new song? We know the story.
Yeah, I think that's what made, I saw a couple people in the chat were talking about Cruella, right? Like, to me, that's what made Cruella.
Oh, yeah,
like,
Cruella's
a lot
good.
of people say, like, oh, it's a live action version, but, like,
Yeah.
was it really, like, ever done before? It's kind of original concept. Like, sure, the character existed, but they created a lot of the story. Like, it wasn't brought to life the way that movie was. Like, this is like, there's just scenes in this movie, just like in The Lion King and Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast, that are like beat for beat the same as the animated version.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you're right. Like, it's just like there's nothing refreshing or new. But like Cruella, like that was like an I think I said this when I reviewed it. It was like kind of like an anti-Disney movie,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I kind of liked about it.
Yeah,
It's kind of like mean-spirited.
And also the direction of Craig Gillespie, right? And the songs and the usage and the zippiness of the film. That's a fun. And we didn't know the story, right? That's the thing. We know the story. By the way, Kuzma says, you seem like a good dude. And Mega YouTube says, I appreciate the appearance. Now, after watching you here, they like you more. That's the power of MMT, Scott. They didn't like you when they just read your tweets, but now that I see you in person, we like you. Listen, no, and I'm not just saying this because Scott's here. Scott is, first of all, the number one most important thing to me, anyone who's in the film space, not a shill. Okay, that is very important to me. And also, yes, he is a very good dude. He's an honest person and a good friend, so I'm not going to lie about that. But he does have The Whale as his favorite film of all time.
Yes,
so
I do. I still stand by that. Yes, no, I do.
And I swear that's so wrong. Yeah, everyone's coming in now saying you love The Whale. It's 100%. And why aren't you wearing a football shirt, a soccer jersey tonight? It's the rules on MMT. I gotta send you one. I gotta send you one, Menzel. Thanks for being here, Scott. I don't want to get you in trouble with the review embargo, but that's Scott Menzel. We'll have him join from time to time if he wants to. Will you do it again, Scott?
Yeah, absolutely. We could talk about The Whale.
No, we will not. We will not. We will not ever talk about that film again. In fact, I'm getting PTSD right now. Oh, my God, that movie's so terrible. You're so wrong, Scott. Everybody say goodbye to Scott. A pleasure as always, sir. We'll talk very soon. Thank you for being here on MMT.
All right. See you guys later.
You're the man. Thanks, buddy. All right, guys, so let's go a few more minutes, and then we're going to get out of here. It's the shill confessional. It could be. Menzel, listen, Scott's a great guy. He really is. He's I met him here when I moved back out here to LA like 5 years ago, and I'm like, this is a good dude. Like, he's not a shill, which is everything. Either is gore. Anybody that I hang out with out here in the movie space has to be not a shill. I mean, I can't deal with shills. Like, what? Menzel didn't have Tar in his top 10. Well, that's wrong. He's 100% wrong on things. He can be wrong, because listen, here's the ultimate truth, right? You can be wrong about a film, but at least you're not, as long as you're not a shill, then I respect you more because you have strong opinions that you believe in whatever it is. Now, you might not agree with what they're saying, but at least you have to respect the fact that they will step into the box and take a big swing on a film and not be afraid to say what it is. And for Scott tonight to say what he said about Little Mermaid is dangerous, because then they start to say, well, I don't know if you're going to see it early. You know, you're going to see it maybe a week before it opens, but not 2.5 weeks before it opens. Because what they really want out of tonight is a lot of really positive stuff, right? That's what they want. And when Scott comes on, he's like, it's okay, right? He's like, it's not bad. And that's what we're generally seeing here tonight. A couple more minutes and we're out of here. Let's go less than five. Less than five Menzel Mondays. We could. This is a rare Monday. I just, here's what we do here at MMT. For those of you new to the channel, whenever there's something like this, we will go on. It's always at the same time, 9, in this case 9:30, that's when the embargo broke. So it's always going to be at midnight Eastern, 9 o'clock here in LA, and then tonight a little bit after that because of the embargo. But that's what we do whenever I get out of a film early, come in here and do a quick, not a review, because right now there is a social media embargo. You can only do social media, you can't do a review. We didn't just review it. He just gave us thoughts about the film, right? A review is really drilling down on all the points, and truthfully, going through all the tweets here tonight, you hear kind of the same thing. Halle Bailey is very strong, and people liked her as Ariel. The songs are generally, obviously, good. And then you have the issues with the CGI because it's underwater. And someone did comment, I think Jubin's in here, and he said, hey, look, it's dark underwater. Yes, but there's so much of that where it becomes where you don't even know what's happening. That's the problem with that, I think. So last chance to get someone in here. Want to talk about the writer's strike real quick. You know what? I will do this because we did Little Mermaid. Since I'm here with you guys, I don't know if we're going to be back until Thursday. Let's do a couple things I want to mention before we get out of here. Number one, the weekend climb for Guardians 3 went up to 118 plus, which means it's up about 4 million on that Sunday, an 18% drop from Saturday to Sunday. That's one of the best holds in MCU history, according to Disney. I didn't go through every single hold from Saturday to Sunday, but that's strong. Minus 18, very good. Speaks well for the film going forward, but I do caution everyone who says Guardian 3 is going to go, hit 1 billion. Remember that these opening weekends are always going to be huge, and then they're going to just fall off that second weekend because people have FOMO. They want to talk about the movie now. They don't want to talk about it next weekend because then it's like, we already moved on from Guardians. We're talking about Little Mermaid. We're talking about Fast X. They're not talking about Guardians anymore. So that in and of itself is a reason why the film will drop a ton because a lot of fans already saw it. So we'll see. Does it get repeat business? Probably more so than Ant-Man 3. Even though you guys know I didn't hate Ant-Man 3, but y'all are going, you're wrong, it's terrible. Oh my God. By the way, tonight's shirt, Man City. Why am I wearing Man City? They're going to win the Premier League. That's not the reason. Because I was looking for an ocean-themed football shirt tonight. That's why we changed the lights to blue. We put on the oceanish Man City kit tonight, and there we go. Last chance for comments here before we wrap the stream tonight. You wanted to mention the writer's strike. So the writer's strike is, I live you guys know, 5 seconds from Disney, 5 seconds from Warner Brothers, another 3 seconds to get to Universal from Warner's. So they're out. The writers are marching in force. I mean, there was at least 100 at each of the studios. I passed Disney, at least 100 marching around. And then Warner Brothers, and then Universal. They're out. But the word is the strike could last a little while, and that's why you see Blade push back. That's going to affect a lot of these Marvel films. In fact, last night I wanted to get to this. We'll do it tonight. This is the list of upcoming Marvel movies and when they are due. And let's look. And this will all change because of the writer's strike. Let me get rid of some of these pop-ups. Leave pop-ups. All right, so next up will be the Marvels. We told you what to do with that film on last night's stream. You get it out of 2023. You put it into January of 2024 because that film's in big trouble. No one's excited to see the Marvels. Not anybody. I don't even think Brie Larson's excited because look at the picture. She does not look excited to see the movie. And then we have Captain America New World Order. That comes out May, 1 year from now, okay? That will very likely be huge, okay? Because it's Captain America. Whether it's Chris Evans or Anthony Mackie, it's still Captain America. Okay, then Thunderbolts, and then we get to Blade, which just got pushed back, and then Deadpool 3, November 2024. Again, all these dates can slide because of the writer's strike. So we will find out. We'll find out what happens as this thing wanes on and goes on and on. No, it doesn't wane. That would be great if it waned. Eric, just want to say that you don't have a gigantic following yet. That's hurting. That's hurt me. It's okay. It's all good. But I really appreciate how you read most of the comments and always interact with your follow. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah. No, I mean, listen, when we started, what did we say? Oh, that's right. Jonathan Major's court appearance tomorrow. Okay, maybe we'll do a stream tomorrow if something big comes out, but I'll just check the community tab. But no, I appreciate what you say there. The thing is, listen, there's a lot of people who are like, Eric Weber is an awful person. I'm like, really? Am I really? No. Outspoken, yes. And the channel's the channel. I don't really care if we are John Campea or Grace Randolph. I know the show we do is smarter than both of them. And you guys are smarter than the majority of the audience that watches those shows. And I love what we're doing here. So it doesn't matter. In fact, I like it, the fact that it's kind of niche, and that's what it is. It's theatrical movies. That's it. It's all we talk about. We don't talk about streaming shows. We're not like last night's show of the week, reviewing every single thing that you could imagine. This person talks about TV shows, movies, books, restaurants. It's like, dude, focus what you talk about down. Because when you come here to MMT, it's always going to be about movies. That's it. In the theater. Occasionally we'll watch things like the shit-tacular Ghosted because there's nothing else out. And I'll watch it at home and go, why did I force myself to sit through this? Jonathan Majors doesn't seem to have much vocal support. No, really doesn't. Tomorrow we're going to see. Starling Girl. Is it out this weekend? I might. I want to leave you with this tonight before we come. Maybe tomorrow with Jonathan Majors. We'll see what happens. We'll just make it up as we go, like we always do here at MMT. But I do want to mention, where's your homework for tonight? I got it here somewhere. Where did I put it? What is tonight's homework? No, that was last night's. I said, by the way, to now, it's no longer your homework. It's MMT's must-see. Last night it was Waves. Let me put a new film in there right now as I think and I look up at the wall. I'm doing this on the fly like I always do. What is a good film up on the wall that you may have not seen and I can throw in there for your homework? I think you've seen most of these movies. I'm looking all the way up to the top. I got one for you. Here it is. This is tonight's must-see. If you haven't, and I'll bet you some of you haven't seen this movie, here it is. It's Annette. It's all the way at the top. It used to be over here, and we moved it to the top. Annette is a must-see because of Adam Driver and his swing for the fences and beyond performance in a weird-ass film. But that is something that I sat through and go, I like what I'm seeing. I like risky films, and if you want to see something that a director takes the biggest cut possible but delivers a much more watchable film than Beau is Afraid, then Annette is the answer. That is your must-see here for tonight on Midnight Movie Talk. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you, Doc and Black. You're a good dude like your takes. Maybe you should go on. I mean, maybe. If I get invited, I would consider it. But for the time being, you know what, Alan? I will ban the shit out of you. I will ban you and your give a review to me. That's right. Give me a like. That's your homework too. Annette was good. Thank you. Mega YouTube. Annette was so bizarre. Salt in the Theater. Annette, let's all hate on Alan Ng. He's so wrong. But we're done for tonight. I said I'm not going to do an hour. I said we were going to do like 20 minutes. Then we had Menzel, and I started talking about all. We can never just do a 5-minute show. Why? Can't we just come on and just talk for a minute and I leave? Why do you guys have to keep me here so long? Just kidding. Love y'all. Thanks for being here. And we're back again soon. Maybe tomorrow. Probably Thursday. Check the community tab at any time. It's always going to be 9 o'clock-ish. On the West Coast, midnight Eastern, because it's Midnight Movie Talk. Live from Los Angeles, Eric Weber saying good night all. See you next time here on MMT.